Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Frostborn Finds. Today, I've got my third penny box hunt ever. And I got to be honest, whenever I opened it up, I wasn't expecting much because I was looking at all the enders. I only had the enders on one side. And I was just seeing a lot of like more modern coins. I didn't see a bunch of shield pennybacks. I saw a lot of memorial cents and everything, but I wasn't seeing anything that looked particularly old. Definitely no wheat cent backs or anything like that. But when I searched it, I was definitely surprised by what was in it. And I'm not even going to waste any more time. Let's just go right into the video. Oh, also, this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm trying out a new format, going to see how things work, how things look. I think it should be really good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you like the new format or not. But let's get right into it. All right, so I'm on roll number 3 right now, and I've already sorted through quite a few. I've already put the rejects over here and a couple of copper pennies over here that I found. And completely missed this one. I don't know how I did, but I did. But it is a 1958 Denver wheat penny. Pretty good details on the wheat stalks. Not in the best condition, but, you know, still pretty sharp and everything. But I already have one, but I'm definitely going to keep it in my collection because this is the first wheat penny I have found in the set. So, fingers crossed I find some more. Roll number 6, guys. I'm bringing you back in, not because I found a Wheatie or anything, but because I found this. Canadian penny. Let's see any details. This is a 1982 Canadian penny. And I did see this one also right on top. Another one. This one is, oh gosh, if I can get it in here. 1976. How about that? I'm going to set those two to the side. Like I said, I keep all foreign coins that I find. Just pretty interesting. I will bring it back in if I find anything else. All right, roll number 8, guys. And I thought I'd bring you in for something a little bit different. I found this one, which looked pretty shiny. And sure enough, it is a 2025 Denver. Now, unfortunately, I have already found a 2025 Denver. Funny enough, the one I found was just on the ground in a parking lot. And the one I found doesn't have all these nasty little splotches or anything. The one I found is pretty much about uncirculated, but hey, I will take it because these are newer and harder to come by, just randomly finding them. But yeah, and I'll bring you back if I find anything else. I'm on roll number 9 of this hunt, and I just sort of splayed out the pennies and everything. I was just going through, sorting them out. And I saw this one, and I realized it's another wheat penny. 1954 S. That's really nice looking. 1954 S. Love the S on that one. Another one where the wheat stalks are pretty sharp. Definitely very nice. I like this, and I love finding S pennies as well. So I'm going to set this to the side, and hopefully I can find some more. As always, I'll bring you back in if I find anything. If not, I'll just see you at the end of the video. Fingers crossed on some more. All right, I was not expecting to film this. I'm on roll 12 right now, and I came across another 2009 Lincoln penny. It looked very dirty, but then I kind of noticed that it had a little bit of a shine to it. You can see how the fields here are quite shiny compared to down here. And I was like, you know, it'd be really funny if this was an S. And I flip it over. Sure enough, 2009 S. I can't believe I found this. This is actually pretty incredible. I'm very juiced about this to find an S in the wild like this. Only problem is it's fairly heavily circulated, but hey, I will absolutely take it. I've not found a 2009 S, and that is super cool. I'm definitely going to hold on to this and add it to my collection because I don't have one. If I find anything else, I'm bringing you right back as usual, as you know. But yeah, have you guys found a 2009 S? I'm just curious. All right, roll number 13, I was almost done sorting it, and I came across another Canadian penny. This one from 1989. I will take it, and I'll add it to the Canadian pennies collection. Let's see if we find anything else. Roll number 14 was sorting through and saw another wheat penny. This one seems to be in a little bit rougher shape, so I'm hoping that this is an older one. 1952. That one is definitely very, very beautiful. Don't know if I have it in my collection. I'll take a look, and at the end of the video, I'll let you know what stays and what goes. Beat up for sure, but you know, hey, if I don't have a 1952, then we'll now have a 1952. I'm gonna keep searching. Fingers crossed I find something else. Still in roll 14, and I found another Canadian penny. Can I get this to focus, or let's put this down here where we got some light on it. 1978. Pretty good detail on this one, I'd say. I would definitely take it. I don't know. Let's see if I find anything else in this roll or in the next roll. Roll number 15, came across this, started to think, hey, that looks like an oddly shaped penny. Sure enough, it's another Canadian. This one's a little bit hard to read like this, so let's put it under the microscope. Okay. 1984. Okay, so not as old as some of the other ones, but we will take it. Let's see if I find anything else. Hopefully, as always, fingers crossed. Sorting roll number 16, and I'm sure you can see it already. Found another Canadian penny, this one from 1972. As always, we will take it. Let's keep the hunt going. Alright, I just dumped out roll number 17, and I actually saw it as it was spilling out. Just down here. Another wheat cent. This one from 1942D. 1942D. I don't think I have a 1942D. Pretty happy with that. As I said with the new format, whenever I find wheat pennies, you'll see a little thing in the top corner, and it'll ding each time I find a wheat penny. And if there's any value to these pennies, you know, I'll be able to check it up as I'm editing, and I'll throw it into the video, so you'll see a little green icon pop up if it has any value. Obviously, a lot of wheat pennies go for about 2 to 3 cents instead of just 1 penny and everything. So it really just depends. This 1942D looks like the mint mark is almost pushing the 4 up. I'm not aware of any unique things with the 42 penny. I know about the 41 and the 43s. I'll have to do a little bit of research on this. If you guys know anything, please feel free to comment down below and everything. But yeah, this makes the 4th wheat penny of the hunt. I am pretty happy about that. Let me see the wheat stocks and everything. A little bit more blended together, but that's okay. Still good amount of detail and everything. And hey, I don't think I have a 1942 Denver. I don't think I have a 1942 at all. So let's just see, and fingers crossed we find some more stuff. Let's keep hunting. All right, everyone, so roll 28. I've been on a bit of a dry spell, but I finally found something else. It is another Canadian penny. So it looks a little bit older, so I'm going to see what it says for the date on the back. 1964. There we go. I think I have one older than this, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But yeah, it did look a little bit older. Let's see if I can find anything else. Fingers crossed. All right, roll 32, and we got another find. This one is another Canadian penny. Check the date on the back. 1981. We'll take it. Back to the hunt. All right, roll 34, and I just found another Canadian penny and one right next to it. So first, let's go with this one, see what the date is. 1981 again. And for this one, we got a 1970. I think this is my first 1971. As always, I'll bring it back in if I find anything else. A lot of Canadian pennies so far. All right, roll 35, and I just saw it peeking out at the back here. Let's see if I can get to focus. It's a wheat penny. A little bit more worn. Let's see what the year is. It is 1946. I'll take it. I don't think I have a 1946 either. I think this has been a good hunt for finding wheat pennies that are not in my collection yet. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure I don't have a 1946, but I'll just have to see. And yeah, let's see if we can find anything else in the next roll. All right, still sorting out roll 35 until I came across this penny, which is, if I can get the focus, 1942D. So that now makes it so that I have two 1942Ds, and I did check, and I did not have any 1942Ds prior to this. Another nice looking wheat penny, and we will add it to the collection. We are now up to 6 wheat pennies found in this current hunt. Hopefully, let's find some more. Roll 36, and we got ourselves another Canadian penny. Let's check the date on this one. Sorry, do it just right. There we go. 1974. Don't think I found a 1974 in this hunt, but we'll go back through it and figure it out. Yeah. Bring you back if I find some more. Roll number 40, and we're going to get another Canadian penny. If I get this focus, I'm just trying under here. Get to focus here. And we will see what year it is. 1978. All right. Let's see if we can find anything else. Roll 44, and we got another find. This one is a Canadian penny, but I think it's a little bit later. This one is 1999. So yeah, it's a little bit later, but that's all right. We're still going to take it. Roll number 47, and yet again, we're finding a Canadian penny. This one is, let's get this to focus, 1975. We'll take it. And again, I'll bring you back if I find anything else. Looks like we're on a Canadian penny roll. All right, roll 49. We're approaching the end of the box and everything. And I came across yet another 2025D penny. Wish it was the Philly, but hey, I'll take a 2025D. We keep going. See if there's anything left in the rest of the box. There's not many pennies left to go through. All right, so I've just finished going through all the rolls and everything. I still need to do the final sort. But here are all the rejects, the stuff that is going back into circulation. Here are all the copper pennies that I've set aside. I'm going to find out exactly how many there are in here and figure out how much it is against the running total. And then these are the coins I've set aside, the two 25Ds, 2017P. Like I said, I set those aside. A very nicely toned 2016D. Came across several 2009 pennies. This is the 2009S that I still can't believe I found. 1994s, I'm going to go through these to see if they have the double die reverse. A very nice 1990D. 1985 one is just one I didn't have already, but I'm going to go through that. There's a few more, just very nice examples of them. I'm going to compare them to the ones I have, see how they compare and everything. Two 1959Ds, and then 1958D, which I already have, and I already have a really nice example one. 1954S, which I don't have any 1954s actually. This is my first 1954 penny period. 1952, which I do have. 1946, same with that. 1942D, I have the 1942P, but I did not have a D. So I'm just going to go through and finally sort the rest of these. And then I'll let you know how many copper pennies I'm adding to the total. I will find the exact number of how many copper pennies I have, and then let you know how many are coming from this hunt in particular, and let you know a grand total of everything. Same with the wheat pennies. So I will bring you back once I have all that information. All right, so we have finally finished the hunt for box number 3 of pennies, and it was actually a pretty decent hunt. 38% of rolls had at least one find, and 8% of rolls had at least 2 finds. Found 6 wheat pennies total. That's not too bad. That's better than the last penny roll hunt I did, but not my best so far. The original time I hunted, I think it was either 11 or 17. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at my notes. But 5 rolls had wheat pennies, which means at least it was 10% of the rolls had wheat pennies, which isn't too bad. And 1942 is my oldest, not my oldest in my collection, but the oldest one that I found in this hunt. I found crazy 14 Canadian pennies in this hunt. 12 rolls had Canadian pennies, which makes for about 24% of them having Canadian pennies. The oldest Canadian penny I found in this hunt was 1964. Again, I don't think that's my oldest. I think a friend gifted me my oldest Canadian penny. I'd have to check, but I believe that's the case. I found a whopping 416 copper pennies in this hunt, and that's just the 1982 coppers back, but no wheat pennies. The wheat pennies are not factored into the total copper amount, and that's true for the total amount of copper I found, because wheat pennies have their own category. If you want to factor that in, you can figure that out for yourself. But it was 416 copper pennies in this hunt, which means that 8.3% of the total amount of pennies, all 5,000, was copper pennies. The total amount of copper pennies I've found so far in 3 full boxes of pennies is 883 copper pennies. Wasn't the best because my second box, which the video is online for, was just so many shield pennies. It was insane. And it's a reason why I'm probably going to try and get customer wrap for a good while for now. But we'll worry about that later. And I found 6 wheat pennies in this hunt. Like I said, I've found 23 wheat pennies so far. So I'm almost at half a roll. I'm still working on it. The 14 Canadian pennies, I'm at 14 Canadian cents, sorry. I'm at 18 Canadian cents total. So this was the majority of the ones I found coin roll hunting. I did find others, but those were typically through Coinstar or other means. One more thing, just as with the video, like any pennies that I found that I showed you on screen, if they're worth something decent, I will put it up in the screen, usually in the right-hand corner with a nice little green indicator. That's going to be what I try and do from now on moving forward. But and then I'm also going to be trying to factor in melt value. So for the 416 copper pennies, the melt value as of today's current melt prices for copper comes out to $13.29. So it's not too bad for the total amount of $25 that all of this was. For the 883 copper pennies that I have so far, the total melt value comes out to $28.36, which again is not too bad. I believe I did a little bit of weighing on this, and I believe this comes out to almost 3 pounds of copper right here. And the total amount is about 6 pounds, 1 ounce, I think it is. I'll be sure to have more updated numbers in the future, but yeah, that's what I have found so far. I hope you guys enjoyed going through this hunt with me as much as I enjoyed going through it. If you'd like to see more of this in the future, let me know. I do plan to hunt other denominations soon. It's just far easier to get $25 worth of pennies versus spending $100 to get something, even if you're taking it back and all that. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this hunt. Let me know what the coolest coin you've found penny roll hunting is so far. I'm still so stoked about the 2009, if I can get to focus, 2009 S penny. I cannot believe I found that just in circulation. Wish it was in better condition, but I will take it all day, every day. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to come back for the next hunt.